we are going to be welding the back end up on the GT. Made a couple of brackets, and we've still got this mudguard in there for just mock up at the minute. I was going to remake this rear hoop, but I thought to myself, well, I'm not wasting any metal on it, so I'm using the original one, which I used for mock up, and we'll get that welded in, get the little bracket welded on here, so that holds the rear mudguard, just like so, something like that, so it holds it all up, and yeah, we'll show you what we'll do. Firstly, I've got to weld up where I've cut the actual rear seat frame to tweak it, so it all sits nice, so that sits up there. We'll weld them up, clean them up, and then we'll weld everything in, and then we'll weld the little bracket straight on here. It's only going to have 2 little bolts holding it in, just little M6 bolts. Then later we'll get the other mudguard, which I've got a really nice back mudguard. We'll cut that down to this size and get that all fitted up. But for now, this one's ideal because it's a bit battered, rotten, and a bit terrible. I don't mind beating this one up a little bit. We'll get this welded up first. We'll do that. Turn the welder down a little bit though. There we go. Right, get that cleaned up and grind up. bit just on the end there. All done. Plonk that in there. Lift it up a little bit. You see it's got a bit of slop in it, but we'll lift that up. There we go. Welded round. I mean, the whole idea of this bike is cheap. We don't want to spend a mega amount of money on it. So, i.e. why I'm reusing parts that we've got kicking around or bits that have come off of it, and we'll just modify them. Because it's never going to be an expensive bike to start with, so. It's done welded on. Get this one. It's just literally going to sit somewhere in the middle there. What we'll do, we get a tack in the middle, get a bit of a weld there. I'm just going to tap both corners in. So that's got a bit of a radius on this part. Just get a tack in there. Why the metal's got a little bit of warmth left in it. You can give it a little bit of a tweak while it's got a bit of warmth in it. That's it. Get that clean up with the grinder. go for that bit. Just get the drill a couple of holes through, we'll clamp that up, get a couple of holes through it, and a couple of bolts. Show you what it looks like. Just get a clamp on it, just put it to one side, so we can drill one hole. There's one, got a bolt for that. A couple of bolts through it. Going to use these ones for now. This is what I had to hand. We have still got to make a bracket for the rear light as well, because I don't know what rear light I'm going to go for yet. There we go, one solid rear mudguard. So what we'll probably do is just bolt the, I don't know what rear light I'm putting on this yet, but I think either something just bolted to the mudguard or make another little bracket so it sits here. I'm not quite sure yet. Indicator wise, I think we'll just have two small ones, one either side. They've got to be a minimum of 80mm apart, no 180mm sorry, apart from the inside of the indicators. So I'll have a measure up and see where I can get a pair of indicators that will fit and work. Other than that, we did actually find another set of carbs, because we had a big problem with the carbs that were on it. We stripped them down, and actually the coating on the inside of the carbs had actually come apart and it was all breaking off, flaking. And a kind gentleman messaged me, and he had a complete bike that had been running, been sat for a while but had been running, and he said come and get it. So I went and got that. I have actually tried the carbs on it, being a late video. We've had it running, it runs a lot better, it's a lot smoother, a bit more responsive. Still got to clean them, strip them and clean them and whatnot, but I thought I'd try them, and actually they're alright. But we'll do another video on that one. Next video I'm probably going to be prepping, well we've already prepped the tank, but I just need to redo it because it's been sat for a while. But do that, paint the side panels and do this rear mudguard. I'll cut the other one down and show you why I'm actually cutting it down as well, because originally these bikes have a rack on the back and it sits right out and they don't look particularly nice, and the mudguard comes down to about mid-wheel. But obviously I'll show you what it's like with the standard one on it. But for now, obviously that's on. That was our main objective for today. It's fairly simple and it's literally cost me a bit of scrap steel and a couple of bolts. So if you're doing one on a budget, that's the way to do it. I think it looks a lot better, tidier. It's basically shortened by about 3 inches, 2-3 inches on that bit, and it just sits nice with the seat. I'll show you with the seat on. So it sits nice just behind the seat. Looks tidy. Once it's all blacked up, it'll look nice. So we'll leave it at that for now. I'll try and get some lights ordered for the back end, see what I can figure out. I don't know whether I'm going to have a little small light on here or what yet. So the next video will be, if I can get them, we'll do them, but mainly it'll be do the paintwork on the tanks, side panels, cut the rear mudguard down, prep that, and we'll go from there. So, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and see you next time.